It's really wonderful to be here. I'm Jean-Marc, and actually joined today by the wonderful Olcan and Gassia in the audience as well, so please feel free to drop by our booth if you'd like to meet the wider team as well. But I'm here to tell you more about WeWALK and the work that we're doing with the CPC as part of the Future of Air Mobility project. So myself, our visually impaired team members, and actually over 253 million visually impaired people worldwide, have had to rely on simple tools like a standard white cane to get around. It's not very 21st century. And so at WeWALK, we use that lived and professional experience to change that. And we invented the WeWALK Smart Cane to get visually impaired people from A to B as safely and as effectively as possible. Oh, there shouldn't be sound on that, but we can just sort of ignore that on that. But it's a standard white cane. We've chopped off the rubber handle, replaced it with the WeWALK handle, which has all the tech bits inside. So it's got an ultrasonic sensor for obstacle detection for things like low-hanging tree branches. But where we go further is with our patented connectivity to our WeWALK smartphone application. So using that built-in touchpad, speaker, and microphone, you can control the WeWALK app, you can talk to it, it'll talk to you, and it'll give you directions like head 50 meters, take a 3 o'clock right turn, where your bus will be waiting for you in 20 minutes. That multimodal navigation system is something we've never had before as a visually impaired community. And this is also backed up by our app. So in the process of building WeWALK and the app, we kind of accidentally built one of the most accessible navigation systems out there. We have full talkback and voiceover compatibility, but also high contrast colors and large text sizes for people with a range of visual impairments as well. And it's because of these efforts that we've been awarded through things like a Time Best Invention of 2019, we were Amazon Startup of the Year, an Edison Gold Award winner, and even an honorable mention by the Fast Company. But something we're quite happy about is the fact that we've managed to cast a light on just how effective assistive technology could be in getting visually impaired people like ourselves to live fuller lives. So people like Fox and Bloomberg saying, well, hey, look, if you equip people with the right tools, they can do a lot of great things. We're also joined by some great partners. So Nesta Impact Investment, one of our lead investors in our previous pre-Series A round, is all about impact and having a real benefit to society, as is King's Health Partners, another one of our investors. But time and time again, as we keep distributing WeWALK across the globe, we hear one common complaint, which is visually impaired people at airports, which is that we often feel like baggage. We show up at the special assistance desk, we're then chaperoned all the way to the check-in lounge, and we never get the chance to experience duty-free or to essentially have our own autonomy at the airport with that safe and independent navigation that we dream of. And that's where we came up with the idea of WeAssist, with support from the Royal National Institute of Blind People. Now, WeAssist is actually a very simple proposition. When you're indoors, where you might not have GPS connectivity, or when you're in an airport, for instance, you simply take out your WeWALK app, you don't have to download anything else, you click a button, and using your built-in smartphone camera and WeWALK's built-in positioning, our specially trained sighted guides will be able to pinpoint where you are based on their knowledge and expertise of visual impairment, and then guide you effectively around the airport. So no longer do you have to wait for special assistance, but rather you can access that special assistance when you so choose to have it. And the data backs this up. So guide dogs told us that 1 in 5 people have missed a journey because they haven't pre-booked assistance. You wouldn't have to worry about that with WeAssist. And likewise, the RNIB mentioned that over 96% of participants felt that they wanted to walk independently. Again, you could do that with WeAssist. And since we launched the service, we've reached hundreds of users, and the best part of this is more users are now making more and more calls. So we feel that something's working here, and we want to keep expanding and validating across the UK market. And it's quite a market, not to sound capitalistic, but the visually impaired community is a massive community. 253 million people worldwide, 2 million in the UK, expected to grow to 4 million. And unfortunately, we're not curing visual impairment, so we need to make sure we equip our community with these right tools. And we partner with some great organizations to do that. WeWALK isn't just a concept, it's actually enjoyed by thousands of users worldwide, thanks to our distribution partnerships with people like the CNIB, the RNIB, Vision Australia, MaxiAids in the US, and now hopefully, thanks to the CP Catapult, more and more organizations here in the UK. And that's what we're doing with Gatwick Airport. So we're actually in a pilot study with Gatwick to take this WeAssist service and make sure it's fully working rigorously through a systematic trial. We're at phase 2 now, so we've mapped out the whole airport. We're currently testing it internally, and soon we're going to move on to testing with visually impaired volunteers to make sure we get this right, to make sure that we're confident that when a user shows up at the airport, they can rely on WeAssist to get them to the destination. And the impacts, we hope, are quite clear. So of course, better agent productivity. No longer do you have someone walking 45 minutes to the check-in lounge, walking all the way back to special assistance. Instead, the user gets the assistance when they need it. We also have a new data source. So because of WeAssist, because it's a digital platform, we know how often users need help, their visual impairment characteristics, and the most appropriate support. And then, of course, most importantly, we're just making people's lives better. We're giving that visually impaired passenger the confidence to be able to go to an airport and say, you know what? I am going to be able to eat the meal that I want to eat at the airport. I am going to be able to shop and buy the product that I want to buy at the airport. And that's something which, of course, we'd like to do with all of you here. So if you're interested, definitely drop by our booth, have a word with us. You'll meet our lovely team members as well. Again, Olcan and Gassia and the crowd right there. And thanks again for listening.